What's up, everybody? It's your boy Reggie Casual, and this is part 2 of JP Fridays, the Japanese brand review, where we take a brand from Japan, showcase it, break it down, and give you just a little bit more insight into it. And today, we're talking TROVE. Now, TROVE is the answer to the question, can you really pull off Japanese traditional clothing as everyday clothing? And that answer is yes. Yes, you can. Started by Kamide Daisuke in 2008, TROVE's inspiration actually comes from the hippie movement of the 1960s and 70s, which really isn't easy to understand at first because it's not in the sense of the style of clothes, obviously, but as far as the unapologetic casual and new retrospective style it portends to exhibit, albeit when we talk retro, we're talking Japanese retro. In fact, one of the hallmarks of TROVE is its ability to take a casual approach to Japanese traditional fashion and update it to styles that are familiar while maintaining a distinctive Japanese look. I'd say, if I were to make an assessment, it's one of those Japanese labels that is perfect for the Japanophile that wants to be a bit more tasteful, but we'll get into that later. The brand itself is rather minimal, as with many Japanese brands in the same category, which is great because the commitment is low, i.e. you don't have to plaster yourself in TROVE to make it work, nor is it logo heavy, so you don't have to worry about it just being everywhere. It blends seamlessly with other styles if you're relatively careful, and the materials are incredibly well sourced and tailored with a skill that you rarely see in even the most detailed labels. TROVE also boasts a few sub-labels that take the direction of the brand in different places, however, with the same influence, right? We're straddling that new retrospective inspiration in familiar but amazing territories in these other labels, so to speak. We got Warobe, which goes full-on Japanese traditional with beautiful minimal kimonos with a slight populist twist. Think of the mainline TROVE as like the middle ground, while Warobe is the full tilt towards Japanese traditional fashion. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Etaka, which was started in 2015, of which all the products are made with the originally fabricated linen developed in Japan, which is nuts and it feels amazing. TROVE is the functional tech extension of the label, rounded out with TROVE and Sashibi, the bag brand. All of these brands are kind of amazing, but it gets down to who is this brand for, and of course my personal take on the label itself. So first, who's the brand for? Well, considering TROVE will hit a JP Fridays episode later, and I kind of mentioned it already, TROVE is definitely for the more savvy Japanophile that wants to be a bit more informed and decisive about their fashion from Japan choices. Or anyone who wants a label that is Japanese vintage inspired, but with a bit more flexibility. The label offers pieces for men and women body types, however, it does size out on the bigger end. If you're a larger meso or endomorph body type, TROVE is gonna be tough to fit into. Because like many Japanese brands, it's often reserved for people with a distinctly Japanese body type, effectively alienating a great deal of individuals with Western body types, which sucks, but if you happen to be slimmer or smaller, no disrespect, TROVE is easily worn. Be careful on the shoulders though, which is always the case with Japanese fashion. As far as my personal take, well, there is a reason why it's the first brand I'm reviewing on the Japanese brand review. I love TROVE. It definitely inspires me, and I study it almost every season, particularly the Warobe collection. The effortless ability to combine populism, traditional Japanese style, and designer precision is among the best in Japan, in my personal opinion. And while I wouldn't personally go full tilt in the Japanese full kimono direction in my day-to-day, there are several pieces like the forthcoming Juban sweatshirt and the Nagaten that have my eyes all over them. I would like to have those. But what's really impressive is the styling, especially from Warobe. You rarely see such a distinctly Japanese traditional take on modern fashion, and that is where my heart lies for sure. I enjoy that. Maybe not in completely the same vein as TROVE, but definitely a part of the same nervous system, so to speak. But that is me, and that is TROVE. So I want to hand it off to you guys. What do you think of TROVE and its offering? Is it a yay, a nay, or a? Let your thoughts be known in the comments. And if you want even more content, you want to support the casual, join us on Patreon. Or if you're building a brand or a personal brand, you get episodes of our Patreon only series, Class, just by joining up. Support and get extra stuff, and join our private Discord. That all happens there. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international street fashion culture and business from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. And I will see you guys in a minute.